I have been born and groomed for this moment in time. And I don't know too many other people, and maybe you do, that have been studying currency life cycles since 1987. And we see these repeatable patterns. And right now, there is a rash of confiscation that's going on. And now I'm not tokenizing this. I'm not doing it. Is how invisible this is, even though I'm holding it. Never a borrower nor a lender be. And don't forget, stay out of debt. Listen and take this good advice from me. Protect your solvency. And there's just one more thing you need to do. Buy gold and silver too.
Talk about the failure of the dollar. I'm Lynette Zang, Chief Market Trading, student, a banker, and a stockbroker. After all, the dollar's been around since you were born. In fact, that according to the Federal Reserve, there is only 3 cents of purchasing power left in the U.S. dollar. The FDIC only has a little more than 1 penny in reserve for every insured dollar in the FDIC insured banks. The money of the U.S. began to transition in 1813. Governments and corporations had 2 key goals. Number 1, governments wanted to be able to tax the public invisibly and without legislation. And number 2, corporations wanted to pay employees less, but they had to do it invisibly. Building inflation into the currency accomplishes both those goals. 1/20th of an ounce of gold coin, which is about half the size of my pinky fingernail, or this 1 ounce silver, or a dollar bill. All of them at that time would buy 11 loaves of bread. Either be a dollar, maybe it buys a quarter of a loaf. The silver dollar still buys you 11 loaves of bread. The $1 gold coin buys you, the last time I checked, about 135 loaves of bread.
This is your fairy gold mother. And I want to show you the difference between real money and fake money. Let's start with a dollar bill. This was created to mimic this. Can you see how tiny it is? But today, you can buy 3 cents. Well, guess how much this is? If you want to buy it today, it's $460. This is fake money that was created to mimic this. This is a $5 gold coin. And guess what? If you wanted to buy that today, it's $719. This is a $10 bill. It's actually legal tender. In other words, you can take this to the store and use it. It was created to mimic this. And today's retail price is $1,369. And how about this one? You can take this to the store. I'm not sure you can buy that much with it. And you certainly can't buy this $20 gold piece. If you were buying this one today, it'd be $2,694. This holds your purchasing power. This destroys your purchasing power. This is in your control. This is in their control. Which would you rather have?
It isn't just the printing and stealing of wealth. It's surveillance. It could, like in China, they can limit where you go to spend your money. And there's so many things that can go wrong with the CBDC. Now, thank God President Trump has said under his administration, CBDCs will not exist. But what's going to happen in 4 years? What's going to happen in 10 years? We have 4 years to make this country a sound money country.
Here, and this is how they do it, and this is how they would usher in, and they could call it a digital dollar, because the name the dollar is on this $20 1 ounce gold coin. And you had the gold certificate, the $20 gold certificate. And then you also had the $20 Federal Reserve note. And all of these things ran at the same time, at the same purchasing power value. So everybody got used to it. When they took the gold out of the system, these 2 things went away, but this stayed. And so people didn't think that anything had changed, when in reality, everything had changed. And they're doing it to us again with the digital currencies. If you read that 1996 NSA white paper on how to create a mint, that Bitcoin was born in January of 2009.
And then quantitative easing was born in March of 2009. How
Yeah.
much of this fiat would have gone into physical gold and silver had Bitcoin not been created? And what do? They call it digital gold. Look at how close that looks, right?
I know.
And this is nothing. This is air.
The Bitcoin Reserve Act, yeah, it's great if you own Bitcoin, but they're looking to buy, I think it was 1 or 2 million Bitcoins or something like that. I mean, all they got to do is print fiat and then inject it into it. The whole concept that Bitcoin was created by the government.
This, if you go to the physical only market, a lot less volatile. And this is constitutional money, like this is constitutional money. Around confiscation. And the eminent domain laws tell us the government can take anything. I have been born and groomed for this moment in time. And I don't know too many other people, and maybe you do, that have been studying currency life cycles since 1987. And we see these repeatable patterns. And right now, there is a rash of confiscation that's going on since the day we were born, because inflation is not a monetary phenomenon. It is a fiat money phenomenon. They even said, well, if people have to work more to sustain their standard of living, they'll have less time to watch what we're doing. On a system for my children and for our grandchildren and for the future is full surveillance. We're going back to feudal times, where you just have a couple of people that own everything and everybody else has to rent. Now I'm not tokenizing this. I'm not doing it. Is how invisible this is, even though I'm holding it. Of the younger generation that are realizing that what they've been told is a lie. Now they are certainly a lot more comfortable with the digital system. They're also into the physical.
I think there is something with the youth actually buying physical. They don't trust the dollar. They don't trust the system.
Exactly.
They don't trust the stock market.
Skated 3 times, not once, 3.
In the Civil War.
And also the War of 1812. And I also personally prefer constitutional money.
I like constitutional money, the pre-33 gold and Morgans and silver dollars and everything.
Now, as you and I are sitting here, somewhere north of $41,000 an ounce.
I know that gold and silver is truly money, and I want people to experience the peace of mind that I have my wealth in gold and silver, and I never have to worry about it going down to zero. Now, there's third-party risk, people break into your house or you break into your vaults or whatever, but I know where it's at. Nobody else knows.
Exactly.
I've changed my mind to think of everything in ratios of gold and silver. So I think that's one way to see it, because gold and silver is money. Everything else is credit.
Honest to God, since I was 4 years old, I have been groomed for this moment in time. And I'm so glad that I'm 70 years old and have had those experiences that I can bring to the table, building a global sound money movement together. One person, what can one person do? But together, we can do everything.
It's a team. So I think you're right. I think that God brought us all to this point in human history to change the world and to free humanity from the theft of currency and the theft of the fiat system. Because if not, who, when? If not who, who's going to do it?
Exactly.
We're called, I think we're called to bring the freedom through the monetary system. Because, God is a God of just weights and measures. And there's nothing more unjust than fiat currency.
That is so well said.